today I want to share with you some art haul that I got from my trip to Vancouver at Opus Art Material. Nothing special that you can't get from Blick per se, but I just had to get some stuff while I was there. Yeah, so I have them in this bag. This is a painting of my son that I've created, one of my favorite paintings, and I made it into a bag. I had a bit of a sketch in the car on my way back. All the things that I've got in this trip, so I want to go one by one. So first of all, I got these Liquitex colors, the light pink, the blue gray, the Payne's gray. I do have a few that I use for my jelly plate printing, so I do have these. So I have the Amsterdam all acrylics, and I also use the Acryl from Schminke. Basically they're all really from Amsterdam, and I haven't had really good experiences with it. It's like okay. I did have Liquitex here that I use, the bigger ones. It's just the burnt umber and the titanium white that I have currently. I do like them, so I thought I'll give it another shot with some other colors as well. So those are new. But I was also curious about the Speedball, because it was specifically around the area for block printing. Yeah, it says block printing. So hopefully that kind of changes how my jelly plate printing kind of goes. So we'll give that a try. Maybe another time, not today. And I got some new Caran d'Ache pastel pencils because I just love using them. This time around I got blank white because I don't think I have that. I do have Chinese white, but I want to see how different it is. I do have a feeling that, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't get pastel pencils. I got the luminance. Oops. Oh, it's fine. Anyhow, I think, oops. Okay, my bad. But anyways, let's try swatching these a bit. And I also got this Cancel Mixed Media paper. I do use the watercolor one more often, but I used to use the mixed media, and I thought I'll give it a go because they're relatively cheaper than the watercolor one. So this is the ultramarine violet. Very pretty. Obviously you wouldn't see this blank white, but I'll go over a bit of this ultramarine violet area. Kind of blends it well. And this is the light cobalt blue. Very pretty. Just love these colors. Lovely. Okay. And I got this synthetic ox gall of QoR because I've heard some good things about it from Ali Kavanagh. This says improves flow and wetting. Use 2 to 5 drops per 8 ounce of water. And here I got 2 colors this time around. The indigo as well as the green gold. I never quite liked greens, but the green gold has a special place, I think, in a lot of artists that I know, so I wanted to try to see if I like it or not. And indigo is always praised by many, so let's see. Oops, wow, a lot came out. Oops. Okay, that's indigo. That is green gold. And here I bought 2 brushes. I have the size 6 of this one. It's called the Long Round by Princeton Velvet Touch series, and I have the 6. Alright, no, oh my god, oh no. I had the 4 shoots. I got the same thing. But wait a minute, the handle looks quite different. Oh, it's the same one. Yikes. But actually, having looked at this one, the tip has kind of started becoming a bit less than before. But anyhow, so I really like this, so I thought I wanted to buy actually size 6 and size 8, I suppose, but okay, let's just use the big size. So I will try using the Indigo first. Very beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Reminds me of Prussian blue, but it's more towards paint gray, I would say. And next I'll do the green gold. I love that as well. And I love this brush. I'm glad I got the number 8. The reason why I love this brush and it basically can go very thick and it's still holding that water on a second stroke, and then it can go really thin as well. If I had to pick just one paintbrush to use like forever or take with me for a long trip, just one, I would definitely choose 4 to take with me. This one that I have, like when I was just starting out with watercolor, like I saw a lot of artists saying like brushes don't matter, but I would strongly say brushes do matter. But the timing, I think, is like key as well. You gotta learn like how other brushes work and what's the best one for you. In order to do that, I think you do have to go through many different kinds of brush to know what you exactly want and need. But yeah, I mean, I do love a lot of my brushes for different reasons, but yeah. Okay, let's see how this Ox Gall, Synthetic Ox Gall does. I just put a drop of it right there. I'm not even sure if that's how you use it, but it's pushing out this. Interesting. I guess if you want to keep on like painting for long hours, this might be like a good thing to use, even for like calligraphy or something. I don't know. I have to like look into what this actually does. But let's mix that green gold into this indigo. Let's see how that kind of looks like. I know this is not quite the right paper to do blending, mixing, but look at that, it's very rich. So overall, I really love it. First, I will swatch the indigo. I was thinking about getting the green gold of QoR rather than the Winsor & Newton, but the reason why I was like maybe not was because they didn't have a smaller size for me to test it out, because I don't think green gold will necessarily be the color that I keep on like going back, because I have a tendency to not really use anything yellow nor green, and this is like a yellowy green, so I kind of stayed away from buying a ton of it. So I chose Winsor & Newton instead. And Winsor & Newton is like a brand that I like trust in. I love it. It feels like it has this explosiveness in the colors. Like, I don't know, that's how I feel about it. I think I'll let that dry a bit more. I don't know, I have to get the hang of this synthetic ox gall to see how it can help me with my painting. But I think it's just basically like to keep the watercolor wet, but we'll see. Okay, I think I'll go for the second layer. This green gold is very transparent. I would say it doesn't go as opaque. Okay, so that's about it. And I will share with you how the other speedball and the Liquitex paints go with my jelly plate printing for another day. It's so hard not to buy stuff, seriously, when it comes to colors. So I was in my usual phase. I was flipping through marketplace on Facebook, and it turns out this person is selling tons. I mean tons. I thought I was the one who had so many colors, like paint tubes of watercolor, but this person outbeat me completely. He's like selling tons of watercolor for a really cheap price. So one paint tube roughly costs about, like, I believe it was like $10, and these are 50 ml tubes, you know, and some of them are like discontinued colors that he's selling. So yeah, it's very cool. It was just stored for a very long time, so some, like, you can see this cut of this discoloration, something's kind of like coming off, but I don't really mind. So here I've got 7 paint tubes, because these French ultramarines are like the same, basically a pigment, but I got all of these today. These one I already had, and I know I'm like a heavy user of these colors, so I bought these for future use. So I already have the swatches for them. These are what I'm kind of thinking it might be close to, so we'll swatch them and see what really happens. But basically, the Rhodonite Genuine, this one is from the Primatex series, and because Opera Pink is not good light fastness, I basically wanted to get something relatively close to it, and when I looked at the swatches of other people's, it seemed pretty close. So I'm hoping this is close to Opera Pink, then I can use this as a substitute of Opera Pink at times, and plus it's a genuine stone, you know, gemstone, so that'll be quite nice to use. And then I really love Smalt Dumont Blue by Winsor & Newton. This is the PV15, but I thought maybe the Cobalt Blue Violet from Danielle Smith is pretty close, so we'll see if that is, my calculations were correct. And next one, Cobalt Teal Blue. I heavily use this Cobalt Turquoise by Schmincke, which is PG50, and this is PG50 as well, so I'm hoping that it's pretty similar, although I do love the Schmincke's version. I mean, it's so pretty. So let's see if it comes close to it. So I think I'll swatch these, see how it goes. Maybe I should clean a bit of space here. Okay, so let's start with this Rhodonite Genuine. Oops, I got out quite a bit right there. I'm planning to swatch all my paints someday soon, because basically I feel like all these swatches are different shapes and colors, and I haven't got the information down correctly enough, I think. So, okay, it's quite different from what I imagined. It looks more like quinacridone rose, I think it was. It's not as vibrant and obviously iridescent as the Opera Pink, but yeah, it's still very pretty. So in comparison, yeah, it's not quite the same. Let me see if any other colors come close to it. Quinacridone Magenta, a bit close. Let's look at the purples. Yeah, Quinacridone Rose, that's what I thought it might be close to. Yeah, I think it's relatively close to, among all the colors that I have, I think that comes close to it actually. Okay, I'll wait for that to dry a bit so I can work on the final layer to see how opaque it can go. And then let's check out this Cobalt Blue Violet. Nice. Okay, yeah, it's relatively close to what I believe it might be. I just love violets. Blues and violets side by side. It's more towards the violet rather than the blue, but I still love it. It's really pretty. It is pretty close, but I think there's something closer actually. Kind of looks like the Imperial Purple, relatively speaking. I mean, it's pretty close to that Cobalt Violet hue that I love. Imperial Purple, I guess it's less ready than this one is. Yeah, I don't quite have something close enough to it. I think maybe the Cobalt Violet hue, the PV62, is like the closest that I have. My guess was a bit off for that, but I think I'll still use it because I quite often use this Cobalt Violet hue. It's one of my favorite colors as well. So I'm gonna leave that as oh no, oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave that aside again for later. And next one, Cobalt Teal Blue. Yep, it's quite thick. I would say it's not as vibrant. It doesn't have that vibrancy like the Schminke has, but I do love the color. It's just has that Mediterranean kind of sea vibes. Actually, I feel like it's more granulating than the Schminke one. Schminke one seems to be more opaque compared to this one, and this one, the Cobalt Teal Blue, is more leaning towards the green than the Cobalt Turquoise Schminke one, actually. So going over another opaque layer right here. Actually, it's more leaning to like between the quinacridone rose. It's not as yellowy, so to speak. It's more towards the purple, like orangey, I mean. But yeah, these two are relatively close, I would say. I will do the next one. So that one compared to this, yes, it's really close, I would say. Look at that. That one is done. And then finally this one, and that is done as well. So these are the colors that I've got, and I would say that the Rondite Genuine is pretty close to the quinacridone rose, but less orangey. And for the Cobalt Teal Blue, I would say that it's in between these, the PG50 and the Cobalt Green Turquoise, the PB36. It's kind of in between because it's more greener than the Cobalt Turquoise Schminke, and it's less opaque than the Cobalt Turquoise Schminke. So I prefer this one over the Daniel Smith Cobalt Teal Blue, but when I go big, I can probably use this one more because I know for a fact that Schminke is quite expensive. Okay, but luckily I was living in Germany, so it wasn't that bad. And then this is the Cobalt Blue Violet by Daniel Smith. I love it. I kind of assumed that it was close to the smalt, but actually it's not. It's more violet-y than blue, and it's quite close to the Cobalt Violet hue by Schminke, which I use quite a lot. It's not as granulating as this one, but I can use it when I paint flowers when I don't want too much granulation, I suppose.